Hi, this is Jeffrey Paul Ross for NextLevelGuitar.com. Today we're going to work on some rockabilly, and what I've done, I've created kind of a funky little jam track here, just a little rhythm track, and I'm going to be, we're just doing one progression, and I'm going to play licks, different types of licks throughout the progression, and we'll stop and break them down segment by segment. The song is in the key of E. It's a standard rockabilly song as far as the rhythm and the tempo and the chord changes go. And I am using a Reverend guitar. I've got the back pickup on. I'm going through an MXR carbon copy delay, set with a slap on it to kind of simulate the old 50s rockabilly sound here. So if you would like a free video lesson that's not on YouTube with the corresponding ebook, just click on that link below and we'll send it to you from Next Level Guitar for free. I started with this E7 chord. And I'm kind of... I'm hitting that low E string. I'm not terribly consistent. I mean, you could try to do quarter notes or something. I'm just kind of hit or miss with that. This E7 chord here is got a 3, 7, an E, and a B. And it's all spread between the 5th and the 7th frets there. Standard rockabilly E7 chord. And out of that I'm going into this kind of low string. So I've got that going on the it's an E note on the D string on the 2nd fret. I'm using my first finger. Standard rockabilly. You heard that in Elvis songs and Link Ray, just it was a very well-worn device in the 50s. I'll try to do it slow. And so you see with my 2nd finger, I'm just hammering on that G note. To go, it's going to go to the A chord, and you can do like a little walk up, open E, G, A flat. Now you're going to hit this A7 chord, very basic first position A7 chord. Ever looked at a guitar chord book, this chord was probably on the first page. So, that. Now once again, my finger picking is not set. It's kind of a random. I am hitting that A note. Try that. So I'm just kind of going down the E string, B string, G, and back to the high E string. like this, I don't really have, because I'm not trying to get it to sound like Chet Atkins or Merle Travis. It's kind of, I want to have it more of a rough edge, more of a rock and roll, kind of wild, crazy, abandoned thing. And if I'm playing too perfectly, I kind of, you know. So that's basically what I'm doing. Now also, I went from that A7 to this A7. And you know, this A bar chord here, we're using 2 notes out of that, the G string and the B string. And then I'm reaching over here a whole step with my first finger and catching that 7th. You know, it's the same note that's in that chord. And now you can do stuff like this. And come up here with your little finger and catch this B note. Once again, I'm just going down. And, you know, catching that A string in there. Okay, now it goes back to the E chord. And I'm doing this. Now what I'm doing is I'm fretting on the G string with my 2nd finger starting at the 2nd fret, and I'm sliding up, and while I'm doing that I'm picking the E string, but in the process of picking that E string I'm getting a little bit of the drone from the B string. It's pentatonic, back down, open, then hit that E note. So. Now we're going to go to the B chord. And once again, we're going to use a little B triad that's out of this B bar chord at the 7th fret. I'll try to give you more of a definite thing to play. So now I've got my thumb on that low B note on the E string on the 7th fret. So you hit the bass note, then and then just go up that chord. Then we're going to do with our little finger on the 10th fret on the B string. Down a half step. Then down a whole step. So after I go from the B, you can go back to that low bass riff I showed you at the beginning. And you can do this little kind of Les Paul. And all that is 2nd, 1st finger, 3rd, 2nd fret, high E, then on the B string. and I'm picking each string once because it's a pull-up. So I'm getting that pulling action. And then just same thing down to the B string. And then ending on this, you know, I've used this chord in previous lessons, and I have to confess I don't really know the name of it. It's an E something or other. It's got a 3, 3, 6, 9, 5, 1. You know, it's like something they would have used in a Cadillac commercial from the 60s. But Rockabilly's used it a lot. Les Paul used it. Hank Garland. Play some of this over the track, and I may take some liberties here just to show you how all this stuff can sound all together with different types of rockabilly licks in a rockabilly format. You can, you know, the early Elvis stuff with Scotty Moore, you can check some of that stuff out. Cliff Gallup, that played with Gene Vincent and the Blue Caps, was great. The best rockabilly guitar player that ever lived was a guy named Grady Martin, and he was a Nashville session man. And some of the greatest stuff that he did in the early 50s got credited to other people because he was just a ghost, just a sideman that came in and did his part and went home. And sometimes things got lost in the shuffle and he didn't get proper credit. But Grady Martin was a great guitar player, and you should Google him or YouTube him and see what you can find. He was the guitar player that played the acoustic Spanish-style guitar on the Marty Robbins tune El Paso. But that was only one facet of his talent. I can't say enough about Grady Martin. You should check him out. All right, so I'm going to play some rockabilly. So once again, this has been Jeffrey Paul Ross for NextLevelGuitar.com. Reminding you that we have over 1,150 various styles of guitar lessons, starting with beginners, intermediate, and on through advanced. So we'll see you next time. Jeffrey Paul Ross.